All right, guys. I just was reviewing some of the things in my one-on-one training group, and I just wanted to share this video with you. So this video I'm sharing with you is about reframing your mindset, regardless if you had a successful season or a not successful season. So I think if this video had value for the athletes in my training group, it would have value for you guys in this channel, I guess. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Lawrence Ello Johnson. I'm a professional sprinter, multiple-time NCAA All-American. And this year, I actually ran sub 10 for the first time in my career. It was windy, but it was my first ever 9 on the clock in a 100-meter dash. And every single athlete in this training group has set a PR in at least one of their events, or one of our speed testing metrics, barring injury, because that's just what we do in 6 months or less. So let me know if you guys like this mindset video. If not, I'm going to just keep it with athletes in my one-on-one group, but I want to share with you guys. All right, guys, I just wanted to hop on here and make this video for you Protect the Dream athletes. And this is something that I want us to reframe our mind coming into season. A lot of athletes don't realize that the hardest season isn't the one where you failed. It's the one after you finally succeeded, because now you think you arrived. Or if last year went badly, you're carrying that doubt into this one. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to mentally reset and how to reframe your identity, your standards, and your goals so you can walk into this next season dangerous again. So step number 1, good or bad, last season doesn't exist anymore. So you need to detach from the past and don't drag yesterday into tomorrow. A lot of athletes live in two extremes, at least the ones in my group, right? If last season went well, they start the next one, defending what they did instead of building what's next. And if last season went badly, they start the next one, replaying the mistakes, doubting themselves again. And both of these are traps. And this is the truth. You are not your last season's results. You are not your personal record, and you are not that DNF either, because every season resets your identity, and that's what makes this sport beautiful. Because when you step on that track again, you're starting over. The same name though, but a different version. And that's what makes elite athletes dangerous. They don't live in the past, they evolve from it. So, as an athlete in our Protect the Dream group, you need to write out 3 short statements and summarize last season, good and bad. Then underneath, I need you to write it out. That chapter is closed. I'm building something new. This isn't motivational fluff. This is true psychological detachment that you need to implement if you want this season to go the way you want to. Your nervous system, your confidence, and focus can't move forward if they're still anchored into what it used to be. So now that leads into number 2. We need to redefine the mission. And that goes from the outcome to mastery. So when you think only in terms of results, that means times, medals, and rankings, you start to chase validation. When you start to think in terms of mastery, you start to chase excellence. So a lot of you guys, we've been talking about this last season, and we're starting to build our own individual plans and routes going into this season. And there's going to be a huge difference this season. And it's no longer about, I just joined this group, I'm excited to get faster, because you've all seen the results so far. We need to now remove ourselves from outcome-focused athletes that end up burning out later when things don't go perfectly, to mastery-focused athletes. And that's how we grow through the process regardless of the scoreboard, because you should be familiar with the process at this point. If you had a great season, your mission is now not to defend your success. It is now to deepen your skill. And if you had a bad season, your mission isn't about revenge. It's about refinement, because that means something was off. So let's ask ourselves this: what unfinished business do I have with my potential? I'm going to say that again for you guys. What unfinished business do I have with my potential? Because you don't need to be better than last year. As much as that sounds crazy, you don't need to be better than last year. You need to be truer to your capabilities, because every season gives you new data. But that's not the verdict. We're going to learn from it, and we're going to extract the lessons from last season and treat this as a new block and a new experiment in mastering our craft. So we already know what the roadblocks are to come this season based on previous seasons. This is where most athletes separate themselves. Winners don't try to run it back, right? They run it better. They treat the off-season like R&D, research and development. And that's what I'm so excited to do with you guys, right? They break down their film, their body, and they already know their old habits and their good habits. Then they rebuild it even smarter. You're in my one-on-one group, so you probably already know this, but the film breakdowns, the training audits, the data tracking, that's not busy work. That's feedback. If we know you PR'd around week 12, we know what we can do to implement it again this season, because your last season was a report card and not a life sentence. So now we're going to dive deeper into our practical framework going into this season. I want you guys to continuously start to grade yourself on 1 through 25 in each of our core 4 categories. This is going to be something that we're going to go into this season calling the core 4 audit. For posture, it's going to be how well did I hold my alignment through acceleration and max velocity. In the power phase, was I producing force efficiently or was I just muscling it? And then patience, did I rush my phases or am I trusting my buildup? And then positions, was I mechanically consistent through each phase of the race? And we always talk about this, guys, in our meetings, but these are going to be the things that we're going to unpack more this season. And this is going to be our 100-point self-evaluation. Now you know exactly what to refine and what not to regret coming into the season, because you won't fix what you won't face. And now we're going to start to fall in love with the boring, and we're going to master the invisible work. Everyone's motivated when the season starts. Everyone posts their first lifts. Everyone sends their first block starts, because the first new year, new me workout is so exciting. But the real separation happens when the excitement fades and only consistency is left. So this year, if you can fall in love with the boring work, the mobility sessions, the film breakdowns, the 10th rep of the sled pushes when nobody's filming you, that's where we're going to have the real speed that's going to break through this year. That's how you're going to be able to protect your dream as an athlete. And this is what separates good athletes from elite ones. You don't need the hype to execute. You can't bring the end of season energy into the beginning of training. You need patience, you need humility, and you need to remember this is foundation season, not validation season. And this is probably going to be the most important thing I say to you in this video. The athletes who've been in our group that consistently get better year after year and after year, these are the athletes who get better every year because they aren't more talented. They get better every year because they become more consistent and more familiar with the process, and they work even harder and they're more consistent when no one is even watching. So this is what I have for you guys. This is the declaration that you should have this season as being a Protect the Dream athlete. Every athlete has a moment between seasons where they have to ask themselves, do I still want this? And if the answer is yes, let's act like it and recommit with clarity, because the dream doesn't die when you lose a race. It dies when we stop preparing like the dream still matters. So whether you're coming off the best year of your life or the worst, the assignment is the same here. Protect the dream by preparing like the version of yourself you're chasing is already watching. So act in accordance with the person who's already achieved the dream that we've set out. Well, really, that you've set out, and I'm here to support you in it. Remember, as a man thinketh in his heart, so shall he be. In this season, if you believe in your heart who you are meant to be, then so shall it become. And this year is not about proving anything to anyone. Write your season reset statement. This season, I'm not proving anything to anyone. I'm perfecting what I've built. Or it can be, this season isn't about redemption, it's about refinement. Or it can be something as simple as this: I'm not chasing a time. I'm becoming an athlete who earns that time. And say it out loud before every training session, before every training week, so that we can identify. Because identity leads to behavior. So let's identify with who we want to become. because you don't need a new season to become new. You just need new standards. Let's leave last year behind, extract the lessons, and come into this season ready to out-discipline and out-focus and outgrow every version that came before. And that's how you protect your dreams. So I just wanted to make this video for you guys. I'm so excited for year 2. I can't wait to see how much faster we can get in year 2. Because if you got faster in year 1, you can for sure bet that you're going to get faster year 2. I'll see you guys later.